Good evening, Speedway. It is 7 p.m. on January 5th, 2022. Welcome to the regularly scheduled hearing of the Board of Zoning Appeals for Speedway. My name is Curtis Miller, acting chair of the board. Tonight in attendance with me, from my right to left, we have Philip Faust, Tim Ramian, Steve Jones, town attorney Bob Clutter, and in the audience we have Tim Gropp, recording secretary. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Rules of the hearing. The petitioner will be given 15 minutes. Afterwards, remonstrators will be, and those who wish to speak in opposition will be given 15 minutes, followed by our staff report. After that, the petitioner will be given another 5 minutes, followed by the remonstrators with 5 minutes as well. Next item on the agenda is election of BZA officers for 2022.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to vote on a slate of officers for 2022. Tim Ramian for president, chairperson, Curtis Miller, vice chairman, and Steve Jones, secretary.
I'll make a second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the aforementioned slate, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, motion carries. Mr. Ramian, meeting is yours.
Oh, thank you. Okay, for tonight, we're going to have a hearing for petition 2022. Oh, I'm sorry. First of all, we have approval of meeting minutes for the December 1st, 2021 meeting. They're in front of you. I know that a couple of us hadn't received these ahead of time, but did anyone have any comments on them? Any corrections? Okay, hearing none, can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, that carries 4-0. Thank you. All right, now on the agenda, we have a petition 2022 DVS 001, 1700 North Whitcomb Avenue.
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I will be stepping away and recusing from myself from this. This petition in question involves my personal property. So.
I understand, okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. My name is Jennifer Miller, and I reside at 1700 North Whitcomb Avenue here in Speedway. I'm before you tonight asking for your approval of the variance of a development standards reducing the side setback from 8 along the south property line from 8 feet to 5 feet. After purchasing our house in 2017, we've been busy updating it and getting to know this town we now call home. We consider this our forever home and are working on drawings to add a second story to the house to house our growing family, but first, we need a garage. Our house was built originally in 1946. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house with a breezeway connecting to a 1-car garage, typical of many homes here in Speedway. Like many other houses on our street, it has been renovated. Looking back at historical images, we believe sometime between 1993 and 1995, the breezeway and garage were converted to living space, therefore leaving the property without a garage. Now we're ready to build a garage, as is depicted in the plans before you tonight. Like many other houses on our street, we're proposing to build a detached garage behind the house with a driveway alongside the house. The garage has been positioned so that it is a straight shot into the left parking stall of the garage. In the picture, I believe you have before you, adjacent to the home's south foundation wall is a retaining wall planter, as seen on the right side of this picture. We have placed the driveway a small distance from the retaining wall in order to avoid any potential failures of that retaining wall or the foundation. This will also help avoid damage to car doors opening and hitting the retaining wall. This variance request is consistent with other properties in the area. A few houses on our street have structures within the setback, the side setback, and the BZA has recently approved setback variances 2020 DVS 001 and 2019 DVS 003. Not approving this request would mean we can't develop and use our property in a manner enjoyed by other properties in the area. If we are required to place the garage outside of the setback, we will have to move it back further into the property to allow for the proper maneuvering into the right parking stall, resulting in additional costs and impervious concrete surface. Moving the garage further back would also force us to take down a mature tree. Thank you all for your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Mrs. Miller, I have a question. Is the elevation of the where the retaining wall is and then your proposed driveway, is that slightly lower than where the retaining wall is? I mean, does it slope down a little bit?
I would say that the retaining wall is about 2.5 feet, maybe 3 feet above the surface of the driveway.
Okay. That's what it looks like it from the picture. And then the other question I had, will you be seeking a new curb cut then for your new driveway?
Yes, that is included on the drawings.
Oh, it's, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yep.
The original drawing I saw was pretty small, so I didn't see that.
Yeah, I had previously spoken with the street department about all of that's required with that.
And I have to say that this is my first meeting as a commissioner, so I did a drive-by of your house, and I took a photo, and but I noticed, though, there's your neighbor to the south has a 6-foot privacy fence, and then, so you're going to have 5 feet between that fence and the side of the garage, correct?
Yep, so where you see the driveway in that photo is where it will be.
Oh, right, okay. So,
It's kind of just gravel right now, but it will be a driveway.
but I guess in my opinion, it looks like there's more than enough room then with 5 feet for clearance for you for mowing grass and all of that type of thing.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. That's the only question I had. Are there any other questions from Mr. Jones or Mr. Faust?
Now, how far roughly is it from the back of your picture here, back of your existing house, I guess I would say, to the garage, to the front of the garage? Can you
So it is
roughly?
30 feet, 8 3/4 inches.
Okay. From the back of your existing house to the front of your garage?
Yep,
Okay.
as shown on page A 0.01.
Okay. Okay. And the elevation of your garage, is it higher or the same height or lower than your elevation of this side of your house?
It's lower.
Lower? Okay. All right. That's all I need.
Ma'am, looking at the couple of different pictures we have, is it fair to say that this depicts the mature tree that you're talking about that would have to be removed if you had to push the garage further back?
Yes.
That's all my questions.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. President, can I ask a
Yes.
question real quickly, just to,
Yeah.
the findings of fact? I want to make sure we cover that base. Mrs. Miller, I believe it's your engineer's opinion that if you had to remove the retaining wall, that it could impair the structural foundation of the building that it is next to?
I don't have the drawings of what was designed or installed, but it is a possibility.
It's certainly a possibility, and that could obviously cause a substantial economic expense and hardship. So, okay, I just wanted to make sure that was clear for the record.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Okay, now we could, let's see, do we have any remonstrators or proponents? Okay, seeing none, we're ready for our staff report.
Good evening. My name is Jason Doan, and I will be presenting the staffing report. Again, this is for petition number 20022 DVS 001, 1700 North Whitcomb Avenue, Speedway, Indiana. So the variance, which was already presented to you, is to reduce the setback requirement of 8 feet to 5 feet. The setback requirement is in Chapter 744, Article 2, Section 1 of the zoning requirements. It is my recommendation, well, hold on, I'll back up. The side set yard back requirements for this district, which is D1, is 8 feet. Moving the proposed driveway closer to the existing house could compromise the existing retaining wall and potentially impact the foundation of the house. So it is my recommendation, considering the potential impact of the existing structure's foundation, to approve this variance.
Okay. Are there any questions for, is it Mr. Doan?
Mr. Doan, yes.
Okay. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, please go.
Sir, if I understood your analysis correctly, you honed in on the practical difficulty aspect there. Are you able to speak at all to, is there any practical difference in this case for the public health, safety, or the, I guess, the value of the area adjacent of 5 feet versus 8 feet?
No,
You're not able to speak to it, or there is no?
I'm not able to speak to it.
Okay.
Is there anything else then? Philip or Steve?
No.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And any rebuttals? Okay, I guess I'll, go ahead, Mr. Jones. Steve.
Yeah, Curtis,
Okay.
I'll ask you this because you probably are more aware of this. The foundation on this existing house, is it block or
Concrete.
poured concrete?
On that side, it's concrete, yes.
Concrete wall for the
Yes.
foundation?
Yes.
Okay, and your proposed garage, is it poured too or block?
It's poured concrete, yes.
Okay. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, I think I'm ready to hear a motion for a vote.
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second? Second, okay, I have a motion and a second. In front of you, you'll have a ballot. Please mark and sign it. And then, Philip, if you'll pass the ballots this way. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were. Okay, thank you. Okay, in the matter of petition number 2022 DVS 001, the variance request is approved by a vote of 3-0. Thank you very much for all the information. Do we have any other business this evening? Okay, hearing none, I will adjourn the meeting at 7:17 PM. Thank you.